back to Tal.
Back to Tal, we have this time a small demonstration how to win beautifully with black against the Zemish.
Against
it was
the
an
Zemish.
exception, yes, yeah. Okay. All right. E46, F3, castle. Well, bishop is knight G2 this time. Well, you see, there is a small difference. Instead of playing bishop E3 immediately and only after bishop D3, knight G2. That is, something else. White plays immediately knight G2. Okay, so the idea is very clear for white. He wants to put the bishop E3, queen D2, and castle very quickly. This is the idea for white. Okay. Bishop. Now, if he took in c5, it's more or less even the position, But all right, normal he plays bishop e3. And now from here it starts, move by move. Queen e2, a6, castle. And here, queen a5. Good. Black is coming on the queen side. Is coming. He wants to do something, He prepares some initiative on the queen side. And white realizes normally here, of course, king b1, b5. And this is the most important moment of the game. Afterwards, they realized that it was a small important difference if white takes immediately in d5. In c5. The best way to do it is like this. D takes c5, and only after d takes c5, knight d5. It's a difference, we'll see. Probably he didn't realize this, Bobotsov, and he played immediately knight d5, and that makes a very big difference.
Yeah.
The idea is much better in their game than here, So he played immediately knight d5, and now the combination is possible. Now he gives a queen for 2 pieces and very, very strong initiative. Of course, now it's okay. If he takes in d2, black is lost, If he takes now in d2, because comes knight takes e7 check first, and then rook takes d2, and black is lost. So now the combination is forced. He has to give the queen, but of course it was prepared. Tal wanted to give the queen.
Wow.
So he took, now queen takes, and now knight takes e3. All right. So he took 2 pieces for queen, but the initiative continues. You see, that is the main problem. So rook c1, of course, if he gives the rook in d1, is much worse, of course. No.
But anyway, he took 2 pieces, not a lot for the queen.
But now he takes also the rook, because after rook c1, knight takes e4, he has to give the rook. If he doesn't give the rook, then he has 2 pieces and many pawns, at least 3 pawns for the queen, and completely fantastic game for black. Only black is playing. So now he takes.
Here the pawn to pushing the pawn wasn't a solution to push the pawn.
No, but it was bad. But he attacks the queen.
Attacks the queen. Sorry, yeah.
Attacks the queen.
Yes,
of course.
Correct.
Unfortunately for white.
Yes.
Of course. So now you look at the position. Now it's clear that white is in big trouble here. Why? Because he pushes, for instance, d5. After rook b8, you can resign. Mating attack. The fantastic diagonal from g7, you see. So what to do now? The only way to defend a little, what did he play here? Knight c1. Well, the only hope to defend a little, So rook b8, rook, bishop takes c4, and now, well, normal move attacks the bishop first, So now what? Bishop back, and now bishop takes d4. Now look at this. Black is,
King.
is playing, alone. He's doing everything, and white has to wait, only to wait. Because everything is clear. He's coming. The idea is very quick. c4, and after you move the bishop, the b file is open on b2. And then it's enough, of course. For Tal, for everybody, very strong grandmaster is enough. Okay, and the rest is demonstration, of course. Queen d2, bishop back, of course. He's preparing c4 later. So now I must wait. And now again, c4. And now what to do? Bishop back. And now, again, excellent move, c3. You are forced to take. Now, what to do? Or play queen d3. If you take knight takes c3, knight c4, resign.
Knight c4, resign?
Resign, yeah. because he takes in b2 with check, or he threatens also knight a3 check. Terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has to move the queen now. Queen d3, but now this is desperate. And now takes in b2. Look at this. Now he closed the line, but he prepares the mate later on. The pawn there is defended, and he can win every position, even if he doesn't take back the queen. Because of such a fantastic pawn in b2, he has all the threats in the world, and it's enough one move, and you resign with white, So what to do? Knight d4. Well, the poor guy, he continues to play, of course. Now the idea is very clear. Rook is c8, and the piece coming to c3. Knight a4, this is the idea. So what to do? First, rook d1. Now rook c8. He's preparing everything, So bishop b3, and finally knight a4. Now what to do? You have to take, because if you don't take, the threat is deadly, Knight c3 check.
Yes.
So what to do? You have to take. No. Takes. Knight b3, the poor guy. Knight b3. And now look, rook c3. There you go. Massacre. So what? He took. And then rook c8. Now, again, threatens rook c1 check, nothing to do. So the only way to try to avoid this, I mean, he could resign. No, he played the only move, queen a3, rook c1 check, rook takes c1, rook takes c1 check, and resign. Look at this. Mate and queen, mate in one move, in many ways. Rook a1 mate, queen b1 mate. Terrible,
Yes.
Tactical demonstration. Of course, it's not complicated. For Tal also, it was like a small joke, but beautiful game,
Yeah, of course. Sacrificing the queen.
Well, sacrificing. Everybody would be very happy to sacrifice the queen like this, It has such a terrible position for white later on,
Yeah, it was
But anyway, it was very beautiful.
mouse and cat and mouse.
Correct, right.
Thank you, Mr. Gheorghiu.
I hope you like it, no?
Yes. Very beautiful, all of them.
Yeah. That was chess before,
Yes, beautiful.
Golden age. This was golden age of chess, all this period, for about 100 years. All these very strong grandmasters, very, big world champions created the game that we have today.
Yes.
I don't want to say something, but in a way, the grandmasters from today, they are a little bit like some epigons.
Like how?
No, they try to repeat the history. They try to copy, the big personalities from the other period, but it's also impossible, and the copy is always worse than the original. That means, all right, what can we do? We have the small machine now,
Oh, maybe that's the main reason.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Thank you,
You're
Mr.